Standing outside with retired Sergeant Ronald Clarke.
That's correct.
And this outside Peter McKay's efficiency office, Main Street, Antigonish. And Sergeant Clarke, can you tell us what you're doing here today?
What we're doing today is getting people to sign postcards and send them to the Prime Minister. These postcards are asking the Prime Minister to keep the veterans, the 9 veterans offices open across Canada that they plan on closing.
So I guess the government's argument is that they need to find ways to trim the budget, and that there's other ways for veterans to, I guess, access services. I see that they have a web app. Why is this, problematic for you and your group?
Well, to start with, I'm only learning what a web app is. I have no idea how to get into a web app. It costs money for some people who can't afford it. It is a service that is not of any use to veterans like myself and older veterans. It's just not going to cut it. Minister McKay is a former defense minister. Have you had a chance to discuss with him your issues? We sent a letter to Mr. McKay asking for an interview, and it was declined because he didn't have time. Parliament was in session. So what we're in the process of doing is sending him another letter requesting him to find time, and when he does, he can get in touch with us and we'll arrange a meeting with him. Earlier you mentioned about they're trying to save money by closing the offices. Well, what they would be saving is $3.5 million a year. In this past week alone, they spent close to something like $100 million on the floods, the train derailment in Quebec, which should be the responsibility of the railroad, and a couple other things. But that's in 1 week. Gave away $100 million, and they're worried about saving $3.5 million by closing our offices. Something wrong there. That doesn't add up. That math is not very good. Do you believe that?
I thank you very much.
Certainly.
Very good.
Yes.
You'll find other ways to save $3.5 million.
Yes.
In addition to postcards and spending time outside MP offices, what can people do to help your group, change the government's mind?
Sign these cards and send them in is one thing. However, the other offices across Canada, the people who live in the vicinity of those 9 offices, right? Get out in front of your representative, your political representative in that area, and tell them this has to stop. No close. Send them emails, write them letters, make telephone calls. Tell them forget closing the offices. That's a bad scene on the backs of the veterans who have fought and died, were injured mentally and physically, so they could have a job. Right? So if you're going to have a job, do it right. Don't do it on the back of the veterans.
All right, thanks very much. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers?
Get out there and say to your representatives, don't close the veterans' offices. That's across Canada, not just in this area. Across Canada, all the offices, get out there and fight for them. Fight for your veterans. Thank you.